Hello, good evening. I'm Dorjan.
And I'm Highflyer15.
This is RivetingTV's Newbie Monday, and I have stupidly long hair. Seriously, guys, seriously. Have you seen my hair? Seriously, it's a bit long. It really is. Just a little bit long. But Highflyer's back. Hello, Highflyer. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm fine. Fine.
You were ill yesterday.
Yes. Yep. Sucks.
It sucks to be you. And this morning I hear we had some entertainment.
You did?
Apparently.
Apparently.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, today we are going to be covering the premium tanks. We are going to be talking about why you should have premium tanks, what you do with the premium tanks, and generally the strengths and weaknesses of each premium tank to find one that suits you. Now, let me sort my hair out while Highflyer talks.
Yes. Oh, I can see you now. I can see your face. It's you. Yes. Well, yeah. Today we'll just go through the. Well, now we can go through the tech tree and see all of the premium tanks, apart from the ones that are supposed to be bought in the store. And we will be going through, just all of them, from the lights to the mediums, and we're going to be talking about what's good about them, what's bad, where to hurt them, how to use them to their full potential, and just keep it simple and not go into too many details.
As many as we can. When
Yes.
Rumbletree says, all of them? Like every single premium tank? Well, no, there are quite a lot of premium tanks. We will cover the ones in the store as best we can, and any that we have in particular and we've got personal experience with, which includes like the old British premiums up to the Newbie, the KV5, and all them jazzes. Yeah. I think I'm right. Yeah, Highflyer's webcam is currently out of action. He's repositioning his room to make sure that he has a better view for you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the cord is just too short, so I have to get an USB cord extensioner, and for it to be able to go over to the left side. So I'll only get the left side of my face. Yes, it's much better that way.
Apparently I'm hissy. Am I hissy?
I can't hear the hissy.
Am I hissy, guys? Am I hissy?
Hissy.
Please tell me. Because if I am, I think that means I'm too loud on your end. You need to turn Skype down, maybe? I'll just turn myself out down here. No, I'm fine? Okay. Yes, no, other way round. Cool. Okay.
That's good.
Fine, whatever, it doesn't matter. I've had some excellent times recently. Like today at work was like pretty decent. It was really quite chilled, and I managed to get quite a bit done. I spent most of the day doing forms, and as a programmer, that doesn't mean writing forms. That means tapping away, making forms for bloody passwords. But last night, I played a game of Dota. Right now, right? Bear with me. I know how Dota is kind of like for most people, right? I come from Hon. Not from Dota 1. I never played Dota 1, but I come from Hon. And generally speaking, Hon's a lot more aggressive, a lot faster than Dota, even Dota 2. So it's hard to find people to play Dota 2 with because they all sit back and farm and get to level 25 and then do something. But Hon players, we're like, rah, going for it and smacking people the fudge out. Yeah. So last night I logged on. And first I get invited by a friend, I invite another friend, and we realise that we're 4 Hon players, right? 4 of us are Hon players, and it's just one guy's first ever Dota game. So we're like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just do it. And we stomped them pops. Yeah. Not only that, 2 of our guys were Russian, right? But they were speaking in English because I don't understand Russian. And one of the guys in the other team, or our team, the 5th guy, just a random guy, was like, thank fuck there's no Russians on the team. And we were just like, lol, and stitches, la 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 la, there's 2 Russians. And then the Russians said, well, we like playing with British. And the guy was like, I'm not British. And then we were like, but we are. So, yeah, you might have had to have been there, but it was funny, all right? It was funny. Right, let's get to World of Tanks. Highflyer, what's your first choice?
I'm going to go here on the, the German tree, I think. And, well, we see that there's 2 small tanks on the well, German, right, on tier 3. One of them is a worse edition of the purchasable Minnie Mouse that someone called it, even Micro Mouse by some, because Minnie Mouse was the House B at one point, and yeah, but right now it's just the medium tanks Panzerkampfwagen S, and then I'm not going to pronounce all these letters in German, but yeah, that one and the T-15. I actually haven't driven these, but the T-15 looks speedy. Horrible armor, of course, because it's such a small tank, and the rate of fire is pretty good for such a small tank. The HP is of course small because it's a premium. Premiums can't have a lot better HP apart from the KD5, which we'll get into a little bit later. And yeah, the view range is actually quite nice on the tier 3 at 350, and the signal range as well, 710. That's actually pretty insane on a tier 3, because that's usually something that comes at what, tier 5, 6, 7 through some tech trees, but this one has insane signal range, so it can really just speed out there with the speed limit of 60. The engine power is not that great, but I don't really know if the if that horsepower is enough to give it a good acceleration. I actually haven't seen this one in action. Have you?
Which one is that, sorry?
The T-15. T-15.
T-15. This the German one. Yes, I have. It's not so bad. It's an unusual one, as you said. We don't get to see it very often. When we do, it's actually a pretty good all-round tank. It feels like a well-rounded med. Isn't that the 15? The one with the sloped armor at the front?
T-25? What?
No, then I haven't seen it. Oh no, the 15. That's the one that's like a Lux. That's the one that's like a Lux. Yeah. That's a very super rare one. It's very super rare. I've seen it like 5 times. One of my friends actually has it, I believe. He said that he really likes them. He loves the Lux. He drives the Lux all the time, and he got that one just because it's just another Lux. Really, apparently, I've not had first-hand experience though, but I believe it's just like a Lux. It's a decent tank at that level.
Yeah, and yeah, as you said, the other tank, the Panzerkampfwagen S35, is just a worse edition of the one that was sold earlier. I think they put this in as a replacement at tier 3, but the other one was at tier 2 and almost always got into top dog positions. And just, it had the amazing armor of, I don't know, it was insane. It was so good. But now that the tier 2 British tanks have come in with the pom-pom gun, it doesn't matter about that armor, because it's gone so fast. I've eaten so many of them, and they're no trouble at all now. Still isn't tier 1 battles though. So I wouldn't recommend this if you're thinking it'll be just as good as the mini micro mouse, maybe the nano mouse. I don't know if baby mouse.
Mini mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? Mini cheese, I call it.
So many of them. But yeah, let's move on.
Now the T25 tier 5 was the one I was on about. The decent all-rounded medium tank. It's actually a really solid tank. If you want to have a bit of fun at tier 5, much like the T34 Russian, if you want to have a bit of fun like that, but earn quite a bit of credits for your time, T25. Solid choice.
Yeah, I bought it once, actually. And,
oh, yes?
I tried it once, couldn't penetrate anything, but it was before the matchmaking. I got up against like an Ice 3. So after that, I got out. It was the time where gold wasn't an issue, where I had way too much gold. And I filled it up with... I filled it up with premium ammo, and then let's see if I can find the results. It was actually a decent one, 1,748 XP in one battle, and the average is 1,000 because I stopped after 3 battles. But yeah, I wouldn't actually recommend it you could if you've tried it more than me, but yeah, the horrible matchmaking with the newer matchmaking, it could be really good actually.
It is. Since the new matchmaking, it really is. It's not bad at all. The lack of damage and penetration on the gun isn't as big of an issue now. So I wouldn't say it's actually that bad at all for the 3-tier spread that it is now. I think people want to see the other half of that image, by the way, Highflyer.
Well, I could put a picture of just.
You guys want to see that picture? Do you want to see that picture? We'll show it in part 2 if you guys really, really, really want to see that picture. But you're going to have to make a noise in the chat about it because it's actually really epic. The other side of that picture, you will laugh. It's really good. The artist definitely did the justice there.
Yep.
I'm seeing noise. I'm seeing noise in the chat. Are you sure, you guys? Are you sure you want to see it?
I'm not sure you want to see it. I'm not sure.
On the break, then. On the break, we'll show it.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the next tanks. Yeah.
Yep. There we have the Fat Max and the Panzerwagen Schmalturm. Not the Schmalturm. Like the wargaming video pronounce it. I had to watch that like 10 times. I think it was too hilarious just hearing that Schmalturm. Just skipping word and letters. It was funny.
Oh yeah. Bees asks, how do you pronounce Hummel, the tier 5 artillery? Do you say Hummel? Do you say Hummel? What do you say?
Hummel?
Hummel.
Yeah, Hummel.
Yeah, I said it was very,
like
very German.
Hummingbird, Hummel. Yeah, it's not a hummingbird.
No. But that's an English way of saying it, Hummel. Because H-U-M, hum, M-E-L, mel, Hummel.
Hummel. Hummel. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, the great Panzerkampfwagen 4 was removed and made into this atrocity. Oh my god, I really don't like the look of it. It's the shopping cart plating on the sides is, oh my god. It looks so silly. But it has the good gun, but it's 1 tier up, so the gun isn't as effective as it used to be. I'm not sure about the matchmaking. I haven't checked on the latest matchmaking tier spread. It was released on the forum, but don't like it. But the Digamax is a really good tank destroyer if you know how to play support. If you want to go out there and have fun, I was close to say that, fun in the front, then you'll probably die pretty quickly because of the 550 HP. It's not a lot, but the gun really hurts. It's really great for support.
Can I just interject here? I don't normally interrupt the show for lessons, but this is Newbie Monday.
Do it, man.
And the chat from one particular guy, I'm not going to mention his name on stream because that would just justify his actions. But you know who you are. There's no need to be hostile for people when they are worse than you playing a game. You should feel better for being that much better than them. So if they are doing bad and they're frustrating you for being bad, just realize how good you are to be able to see how bad they are. Okay? Because you don't see how bad people are until you realize how good you are. If you're good at something, you can see how bad some people are. If you think some people are bad, but you're actually the one being bad, that's when you should get frustrated. So you should really have a look at yourself to think that if you are really raging that much at other people around you, you're the one who's lacking the skills, maybe. The other thing is, English is not the international language for everybody. Some people cannot speak it as well as you can. They may be able to hear it and understand it, but cannot speak it. There is nothing wrong with people using their native language. If you can understand their native language, then you just cannot communicate with them. That is a problem that you just have to advise by going, don't want to talk to them. There is absolutely no reason why everyone should speak English. Some people can't speak English, and they have no reason to need to speak English apart from to play a computer game. It's like going to the Russian server and saying, hey, you guys, why don't you speak English? And them like going, fudge off, you English scum, speak Russian. Right, that's the end of that little micro lesson for you newbies on Monday, and we'll go back to the premium tanks, but keep it civil.
Yes, exactly. Okay, let's move on from the Tika Max. It's a good tank. We've only seen good people. Maybe that's a mistake, only judging it by seeing good people. But it's I really like it actually. It's one of those tanks that I could buy if I had the extra gold, but right now it's pretty thin. But yeah, good tank. Not bad. Of course, it has the TD weaknesses of no armor whatsoever. So support role, if that is you, go for it.
So which one are we talking about now? Sorry, I just had to deal with a few PMs. Which support role?
Yeah, I don't know if we should talk about the Panzerkampfwagen 4 M10 because it's new.
I've never played it. I've actually never seen it or played it.
Nope. So I've only killed it. That doesn't really give a good impression of it.
No.
So yeah, instead of going to the heavy tanks, let's wait with those, the higher tiers. The first one is for the light and the cheaper ones. So yep, let's keep it to that for now.
Okay. Okay. So you've the other sort of so move on to different countries now, are we?
Yes, the French.
Yes. Okay.
That's
the French. We're going to do the French.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the amazing Tier 4 artillery, and I say amazing because it's just a troll artillery, right? The troll artillery. It has super heavy armor for a Tier 4 artillery. You get that scout coming through. I'm going to take out the artillery. Pling, didn't go through. Pling, didn't go through. Pling, didn't... What? It's super heavy armored for a Tier 4 artillery. And if you happen to get in low tier battles with it, it's so funny. You get these scouts come through and they try and get you and they can't. So that's always good. I've not actually seen much of the FCM. Have you?
Not at all, actually. Not even a single one. But we gotta note that the Tier 4 artillery, super slow.
Oh,
super slow. It's not even,
you have to pay for the armor.
Funny. It's not even funny how slow that is. Oh,
it's just a troll artillery.
Yeah,
it's
but the fire rate is decent and the damage is also good. Yep, nothing much else to say about that one. We could take a look at the small TD. It plays just like a martyr.
Yeah, it looks like one too.
Has basically, I think it's the martyr has it has more penetration and more damage, or the same damage, close to. We could compare it, but then I have to go out of tech tree and then it disappears.
Yeah, it's horrible. It didn't used to disappear, so that's really bad. Wargaming, if you're watching, guys, you gotta sort that out. You gotta sort that out, right? Because I used to do that, bring up all the weapons of all the tanks and then compare them side by side. Can't do that now. Every time I click back, it disappears. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, I magically got the the gun over to the martyr.
Oh, good. Well done.
So yeah, the penetration is...
you have to press go back on tech tree. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It has 20 more penetration, of course, the martyr, and 15 more damage. But the accuracy is worse, and the aim time is a lot worse. And the rate of fire is a little bit slower, but it's not something you'll notice because the martyr fires fast.
In fact, it's called the same gun, although it's not. Yeah. I just realised it's actually called the same thing. Oh no, apart from CM and MM, it's the PAC 40-2, yeah. So that's crazy that they're called exactly the same, but they're totally different stats.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that must be a bit of a typo, I think, really. Huh. Okay, whatever. That's good. Let's go for the Americans. The Americans have a lot of interesting pre-tanks because they've been around forever. Now, I used to have fun with the tutorial. The tutorial, if any of you are too new to know the tutorial or too old to know the tutorial, I did Invade the US series back a while. And doing that, I found out about this tutorial that they introduced for a while. And in doing the tutorial, you gain a gold tank for completing it. And that gold tank was the T2 light tank, but it was the Russian T2, I believe.
Yeah.
And even though that's not up for purchase, it was a Russian T2. Even though the T2 is available on the American tree. Is that actually the Russian version there? But it's on the American... No, it's not. It's on the American tree. So there's so many T2 light tanks. But anyway, I went down the T2 light tank route. Not the T2, but the M2 light tank route. Anyway, for my thing. And getting that premium tank was just a troll. Because I bought the tank to complete the tutorial, and then I got it given it. So that was frustrating. But that's actually a really hard tank to use because of its speed is great. Its turn and circle, not so brilliant. Its armor is non-existent, obviously, and its gun is, if I remember rightly, it's like a tier 2 gun, isn't it? Yeah, it's a tier 2 gun. So it's not the best thing in the world, but it's certainly not a bad tank. It just moves on to the M3 Stuart and the M5. Oh, God, not that pain again. We'll go into that. But it's not something I would advise buying unless you like running around at high speed, trying to think of a good use for it. You can always buy the silver version, which is actually better, and you're not going to be using tier 2 to earn silver, so I don't recommend it as a purchase. The M22, have you actually seen that in action?
Yeah, I think I have one.
It's a Locust, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a Locust. Yep, I have. It's annoying. It's fast, and the penetration and average damage is enough to penetrate quite high.
And it's great rate of fire, and the engine is great too.
Yeah.
So actually, if you want to have a bit more fun at tier 3, that might be an option.
Yeah, because losing 8 kilometers per hour is not that big of a deal when the physics are now working with the added speed going down hills and stuff like that. So it would be a much more fun choice if you want to do some stuff as well. Yeah,
the last tank we'll go through for this break, because I just realised the time, the other tier 3 choice you have, which is the T127, the Russian tank. Now, I love this tank. Do you like it, Highflyer? Or have you never seen it?
Sold it.
Oh, I love it. The T127, right? I was just going over that point of becoming good when I got the T127. And I managed to take on 4 other T127s in it. Because using it correctly rewards you so well. It's not so good if you face tier 5s, obviously, but it's fantastic in its own tier and even against tier 4s. It's very tough, plays, I'm trying to think of the comparison to play it like. It's quite slow, it's got good sloped armor. What sort of tank should we compare that to? Trying to think of an analogy. It's slipping me, but it's slow. Like now you're going to hate me for this. Like the 40, the French, what's it called? AMX 40, right? Like that, but don't shout scream yet.
Nope.
But a tier below, right? A tier below, and that's much better, and it's a little bit faster.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually enjoy it. I really enjoy the T127 when I play it. If you like playing lower tiers and you actually feel more comfortable at lower tiers, I actually highly recommend it. I think if you like slow and heavy tanks and you want to play at lower tiers, that is a good choice. I really do. So let's go for a few. We'll get, the MX40. I see in the chat. I've just checked the chat out. You guys know. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back from the break, during the break, we'll show you the image. So if you're watching this on the archive, you missed out. Sorry. We'll come back after the break, and we'll go to the mid tiers of all the other trees. And in part 3, we'll go through the higher tiers. Sounds good.
Yes.
So we'll see you in a second.
Yep. See you in a second.